Hi, I'm Lisa Greenfield with Truth in Hand, and it's time for your daily tarot. We're looking at the week of March 6th through the 12th. We've got a cardinal cross all about individual versus partner, and we've got the cards to back it up. It's a relationship revolution week. Now, before we dive into that, I did want to let you know if you want more of this, please visit me, truthinhand.com, where my love of tarot, astrology, and the always fascinating map of you, this is astrology too, all is there for me to share with you some of my favorite tools. Okay, ready for a revolution? I can hear the music now. All right, our card of the week, we start with the Hooded Man, Tarantara. Now, the light that hooded man is carrying, it's all about our individual illumination this week. And we've got Moon Neptune, the astrology this week is that starting point where we are connected to our mother in our mother's stomach, and that original loss where we are given birth to and we're cut off from it. So that is the original wound that everyone shares, and that panicked place that feels like a loss of life when we lose connection. And if you are not, as strong as you can be in understanding yourself and your own needs and your own triggers, then that is going to be the limits of what you can achieve in happiness, joy, love, connection with other people. And fear can take over and run our lives. But this week is about really upending some of that original fear. With the Hooded Man, it says, look at it now. You have the resources to take care of yourself. You are whole and intact unto yourself. And from that place, you can begin to relate to people in a much different way. All right, ready for the week? We begin with the Four of Vessels, which in this card, it says boredom. But I also call this the four walls, no door. So with Four of Vessels, you have to be careful that you're not boxing yourself in out of security needs and keeping yourself from a more expanded view. The four corners are a good foundation, but you need to have the ability to both put a healthy boundary in place as well as see where your defenses are. And with Moon in Cancer today, and then moving up to, conjunct Mercury, you start to see it. You start to see where those walls have gone up and where they serve you and where they can be converted into a healthy boundary. And then we roll into Tuesday and we've got the Forest Lovers. In most decks, this is all about that love relationship. It's like, woo, we want that love, everybody. And even if you're in a relationship, who wouldn't want more love and connection in that relationship? But there's also a choice involved, and today's the Cardinal Cross. So we've got Jupiter in Libra, we've got Aries, with Uranus, we've got Capricorn, Cancer. It's all being served up to give us a chance to reconfigure how we see ourselves, how we experience ourselves, and therefore how we can be in relationships in a much stronger internal way so that we're not so triggered or defended, right? And we're going to get some help with that on Wednesday. We've got the King of Stones. And with the Moon square Mars, now Mars it's how we act on things. The Moon is that, place where we love and what we fear losing. So this is all about you start seeing where your own actions have contributed to keeping you walled off and not experiencing more of that love and connection. And the King of Stones is all about that, King is the master. You put the logical, and the stones are all about actions. So it's slowly, this is not one fell swoop. This is a recognition, the light that dawns, and then actions that slowly get moved into place to expand how you connect in a way that feels safe. And you're going to get even more help with that on Thursday because you've got the Shaman, the Magician, with Sun sextile Pluto and the Moon, and now we've got the Leo Moon, trine Venus. You're going to have some help. Thursday's going to feel good. There's going to be some of those moments that really kick in that it's like it can look like all hell's breaking loose only to have it turn out incredibly well. Sometimes things have to, fall apart in order to give you new options. So trust whatever is going on today, you can turn lead into gold. slowly, King of Stones from yesterday, we're building on the week. You have your internal resources. You're dealing with whatever it is so that you understand more of what your strength is and how you operate and where you're vulnerable and where you've defended yourself. And that's going to be really important because on Friday, we've got the Queen of Arrows. Ouch. Okay. Now, what's interesting is we've got the Leo moon trine Saturn. So this queen gets a bad reputation because she's the sharp-tongued woman that always winds up alone. But she's also very intelligent. But you can start to see where this intelligence has been used against you. It's been where your mind is trying to separate you from what you feel, as opposed to figuring out how to work with what you feel to connect you in a healthier way. That's the best expression of that today. The Queen of Swords is a brilliant card, and I call it the air traffic controller. Great at being in the tower, figuring out how everything works. Well, put that to work for you rather than against you or somebody else. Notice where the criticism is separating you in an unhealthy way, the defended way, or where it's helping you put down a healthy boundary, but with a soft center. All right? And we move into Saturday, and we've got the King of Arrows. Now, the King and Queen together, it's interesting, out of all the pairs, this is the one that does not signify a close couple. Instead, it signifies two individuals that happen to be occupying the same space. So it can be that place in relationships where it looks like you're in a relationship, but you're really not relating. You're still these little isolated, pairs, isolated individuals that are happening to work as a pair. So today with Venus semi-sextile Neptune, Sun quincunx Jupiter, which is always that stressor that helps shove you along, and Moon opposite Neptune, you can see where that original wound gets triggered, where, we're so terrified of that loss. It feels like a loss of life, that we have operated much more, and we can make sense out of why it's a good thing. We've operated as an individual in a relationship rather than a true partnership, right? Okay, first, before we adjust something, we have to see it. So this week it's all about seeing it, understanding the reason behind it. All right, and then we move into Sunday, and here's the real surpriser. It's the Six of Vessels, but it's reversed, okay? Now, this is reunion in this one. And what's so interesting about this is the mother in almost every deck. Six of Vessels is all about that mother bond or going back to childhood, and it's upended. So it's like this is where you've come far enough to see where you can nurture yourself, where you are your own mother. You reconnect with that lost place inside of you. You've got that ability at any given moment. And from that place, it allows you to open up into a much richer, much deeper relationship without defenses, but with healthy boundaries, with a backbone instead of a fist. All right? Glad you stayed with it, right, for the week. Good job. I look forward to talking to you again next time. I'm Lisa Greenfield with Truth in Hand. Thanks.